Can everyone hear us now? Perfect. All right. All right. Sorry about that. Thankfully, we have an IT professional here. So first, I just want to take the moment to thank all the press that came out today. I know this, just like myself, are moving from one press conference to another. So I appreciate coming to this one. This one's a little bit more personable. I also want to take this time to just acknowledge the amount of effort and support that's been put into this by Department of Natural Resources, Department of Emergency Management, EHS, as well as other government entities, as well as the many, many volunteers that are helping to make this success, as well as our municipal employees. And I know that we're all committed to continue this effort until we finally get that wording of the fire is out. But we know that that is still a long ways away. Um, you know, we're now calling it a bit of a sleeping giant, where it may not look in some days worse than others, but it's still an active forest fire. So we just really want to push that home that yes, we're lighting some restrictions up. However, it is still an active wildfire. So I'm just going to roll into the fire portion of the update. So as you can see from the report that was out today, that we're still holding at approximately 85 square kilometers. And it's a huge thing to hear that today from the province, that we've now entered into the holding pattern. It's a huge milestone, and a lot of work has gone into that. However, it is still not under control, and we can still see growth if conditions change. Thankfully, we haven't had any reports of loss or damage since the hurricane 2 Sundays ago, which has been phenomenal news. I know it helps with the morale. Um, we also announced today, and I'll talk more about it, that there is some reentry for starting tomorrow morning, which is going to also help with the process of morale and the real reason we're doing this. Um, Also, it was reported yesterday that there was approximately 9 millimeters of rain at the West Dalhousie Community Hall, which is well needed and well welcomed. And for resources, they currently have 11 helicopters, 4 planes, with one bird dog. They're down to 10 pieces of equipment, 40 DNR staff, 18 firefighters from Ontario, 60 from Quebec, as well as various staff to support those efforts. As we enter the 4 week mark of this, it is super impressive the fact that we can announce today that there are more evacuees being cleared to re-enter to their homes. So this includes the re-entry of 22 civic addresses, and 19 of them are residential properties and dwellings. This will go into effect tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. until 11 a.m. And it includes Morris Road from 484 to 1037, Thorn Road, 4272 and 4291. No other addresses on Thorn Road are accessible at this point. Neves Road at 49, 77, and 321. So as part of the process for reentry, it's similar to the one last week, where the members that are returning to their homes are asked to go to the checkpoint starting at 9 a.m. and the checkpoint will be at 1073 Morris Road. They need to provide a valid ID showing the address of their dwelling, and it will be checked, as well as if it is a seasonal address, so your driver's license or ID wouldn't match that address, you need to bring some form of identification in the form of a power bill or phone bill or something that's associated with that address that will match your name and information. We've also recognizing the fact that most of these facilities have not had power for quite some time. So there could be a lot of waste that needs to be collected. So the municipality has worked with our waste company to provide extra waste collection for this coming Thursday. So reentry on Tuesday, and then extra waste collection on Thursday, September 11th, for household waste. The fact that we're at this stage is just a huge relief for I know the some of the evacuees, but with it, it is a bit of a double-edged sword because um, we also have members that cannot return to their homes. So we're trying to be respectful of that. Um, but this is a step in the right direction. The fact that we were able to have almost 300 people return home last week, and then this week another reentry. It's just status on the amount of work and diligence of the professionals that are on the ground. Um, Even hearing the good news, some people may not think it's good news, but going from 50 or 70 pieces of heavy equipment down to 10, which means that a lot of the work has been accomplished, which has made this fire into now a holding pattern. So I don't think words can express how we at the municipality feel and support and the hard work that all the professionals have done to get us to this point. This is a huge milestone, but we want to assure people that we will be with them to the end of this, but also we need to ensure that people are aware that this is still an active forest fire, and we're not out of the woods yet. So for the members that are returning home tomorrow, we just want to provide some information um, to those members. So just like last time, we want to ensure that people drive with caution as fire crews and other support workers are still in that area working on supporting the active forest fire, as well as work to support other areas that are not areas to be re-entered. The air quality advisories are still in effect, um, and you just have to be aware that the closer um, we re-enter, the closer we are to active smoke. So we need to ensure that we're watching that. Also, like the initial re-enter, we're asking for people to walk the property, make sure that everything is safe before they enter their home. Just like if you were away from your home for various weeks, that you want to make sure that everything is safe and to do so. And we also recommend cleaning out your gutters and different things to help prevent future damage or support of the fire. Um, so the members that are not part of this evacuation order are members that are on the West Dalhousie Road, um, and we'll continue to support those people during this time, as well as Heartland Road and the remaining civics on Thorn Road and Metcalf Lane. Um, we're just really trying to stay focused and positive. We'll take this every single day that we're moving forward, and the fire is slowly getting to a point of positive news. Um, so we just want to try to stay as positive as possible, and but I still am staying optimistic that we have really good days ahead. So that's all I have, Nadine.
Thank you, Deputy Warden. And I would just ask if you're not speaking to keep your mics on mute. I think that was our echo issue. So yay to our IT team. Thank you very much for solving that one for us. So right now we will open the floor up for questions. Again, if you could just raise your virtual hand and have a question and a follow-up, and please give your name and the name of the agency you're representing. Do we have any questions? Colin Smith, please.
Hi there. Thank you very much to both of you for organizing this. Deputy Warden, I guess I just wonder, I hear that there's a community meeting tonight at the Bridgetown Fire Hall for evacuees. Can you explain if that's true and what's all going on at that?
Um, so yes, there is a meeting. However, we're making sure that it is solely for the evacuees. So we're asking the general public not to attend this meeting. It's not being hosted by the municipality. It is being put on by the community itself as they get together, and then also to just answer some questions that people may have that are evacuated. Um, we understand that people want to find out more information, but we're asking the remainder of the public to please not attend this meeting, as well as we're asking media if they cannot attend. This is still a very sensitive matter for people, and most of the people that will be at this meeting are people that have lost or damaged homes, which they're going through a bad time as it is. So we just want to make sure that this is a closed matter. But it is not the municipality putting it on. It is put on by the local group.
You have a follow-up, Cal?
Yeah, thank you, and understood there. I guess I just wonder how many more people are remain evacuated. People in house. I'm sure I could do the household math, but I missed the provincial briefing, unfortunately. How many more people are still evacuated?
So we're basically back to the original evacuation point where it's about 107 homes approximately, which works out to be approximately 200 people to 250. That is currently what we're looking for, as the people that are not part of the re-enter process today are the people that are most affected by this by the wildfire, um, where we're actually seeing damage and fire evidence. Um, so they could be some time before we get to that point, but we'll continue to support them and work with them as long as they want us to provide support.
Thank you. Sheldon, do you have a question?
I do. I just had to unmute myself. Thank you for the availability today. I did see some chatter online that there was some bus tour being planned to help people see some of the properties that are still within that area under the evacuation order. What can you say to that?
We're trying not to really call it a bus tour. I know that was what was in the original messaging to people, but um, it's basically an opportunity for people that have property that is lost or damaged that they can visit. So it's an evacuation or evacuee site visit. Um, because we're not trying to make it look like we want to put people's situation on display. It's definitely not a theater type of event, but we need to be able to provide supports for the people to help with the grieving process. This is something that was done at various other forest fire situations, and they had very good results. Um, it's really the only way at this point to allow people to see their properties um, in a safe manner. We still don't have the date that we would be doing this because it is still a sleeping giant. We still have active fire where this tour would be going. Not tour, sorry. The site visit would be going. Um, so we still have more information to come. And of course, as we move through this with the people that are still evacuated, um, we take their comments and suggestions with the utmost regard. And, we'll continue to work with them on things that they want or need. And I'm sure over time there'll be additional things to help support them on their eventual return home.
Follow up, if I may. Thank you for
Of
that.
course.
Not not a site tour. It's not a, yeah, I got it. Some of the comments, though, people are saying, I don't need anyone to help me. I know what I'm doing. I'm fine. Some people are frustrated. Some people are frustrated that it's been a month and they still have not yet had access. So I understand what's been said from DNR, wondering, as the deputy warden in the face of this, for people who say, why can't I get in now? What do you say?
It's a very delicate question. And it's something that we've been working on day in and day out. And the fact is really simple. So we are still in an active odor control fire. Yes, we've been able to allow a good portion of the evacuees home, but those people have been determined under Department of Resource Management, or sorry, Department of Natural Resources, to be in a safe location. But even those individuals, like we expressed in the last reentry, we still recommend these individuals to have 72-hour kits and to be alert that there may be an evacuation. Yes, it is a, yeah, evacuee site visit. So that call was to do with safety, but people still had to be vigilant on and diligent on the return process. We understand the frustration. We understand the lack of helplessness, I guess would be the best way to describe it. It is a very unsafe area. We're still hearing reports of even when firefighters are out fighting the fires on the side of the road and working with crews to help support that, an area that looks as if it was completely cooled and done burning, um, means there was no smoke. Just as they drive by it, a tree will burst into flames. So it shows that there's still severe safety issues, and we have to remember that odor control forest fires doesn't always mean big flames. It means that there's still fire that they can't get to, that they can't control and completely put out. We have fire that is in the ground. So that area up there's a lot of boggy area that's completely dry out. So there's fire in the ground. So, I just ask that the residents that are still evacuated, please be patient with us. We are working with the province daily to try to get you home. However, at the end of the day, it is Department of Natural Resources that is leading this on the front lines, that provide the direction to allow us to go home safely as possible. We are trying whatever we can and taking any ideas to help support the people that are evacuated, and we've done so with the Navigator program. We're trying to meet with the individuals that are still evacuated. We're helping with distributing the money that was announced from the province for everyone that was displaced from their home for 8 days. We'll continue to do that, and we do understand that people are frustrated. We all want this to go back to normal, but it's going to take some time. And if people continue to have questions, please feel free to reach out to our 1833 number. And even if you need someone to talk to, that is why that number is set up. And then we'll be able to provide some supports to that. There's just no word to really describe how the people that are still evacuating feel. All I can say is we are here for the long haul. We will support you no matter what it takes. We are advocating daily for the people that are evacuated, for the people that have lost their homes and damage. Because at the end of the day, they are residents of the municipality of Annapolis, and we are here to support them and advocate for them, and continue to work with them. And we'll continue to do so until we no longer have to, or it gets to the point where we're no longer wanted. hopefully it gets to the point that we're no longer needed prior to no longer wanted. I can assure you that we're working very hard and will continue to do so. Hopefully that's not too long of an answer.
Thank you, Deputy Warden. Colin, do you have another question?
Just one more, if I may. Thank you for that. Deputy Warden, obviously the provincial financial support is up to a maximum of $3,000 per adult. I guess it's a two-part question. One, have you heard of any other funding streams folks are utilizing? Because I understand some evacuees don't have insurance. And two, I know it's not a bottomless pit, for lack of better terms, but is there enough financial support in place?
Thank you. So that's a good question. So in regards to the financial assistance, yes, we know that there's a maximum, but this also comes down to us as a municipality to advocate for our residents. So once we get to that point of getting close to the maximums, we've already started to advocate with the province to see about getting things extended based on the conditions. We do know that the people that are evacuated now will most likely be evacuated for I don't want to say for foreseeable future, but for a few weeks to come, because we don't know. It's still an active fire. In regards to other financial resources, we have a strong partnership and are working daily with the Salvation Army that are collecting and giving out the donations and financial support, and that could be in the form of gas cards, it could be in the form of school supplies. A huge amount of discretion is being used by the Salvation Army. But in regards related to your question around members that don't have insurance, or even people that have insurance, this is why it was important for us to initiate that Navigator program and work with the province to get that funded. Where that community has one person, one point of contact that they can contact to help them through this process. And this individual will help them through the process of working through insurance and their claims and working with the Canadian Insurance Bureau to make sure that it's a smooth transition and take off some of the stress and anxiety. For the members that do not have insurance, this navigator will do something similar where they can point them in the right direction to get community supports and grants. We are working with the province to find longer term housing. We have no idea what that would look like at this point, but we're going to continue to advocate for the residents that are affected. But every time we find a new revenue source or find more information, that is provided to the Navigate program, and then that information is forwarded on to individuals that are in need. So it's definitely a work in progress, and we just adapt to every single thing that comes up and just provide as much support at this situation as possible.
Thank you, Deputy Warden. Are there any further questions? We have 2 minutes. No. Oh, Sheldon, do you have a question?
I do. I'm hoping I'm off mute. State of local emergency, I'm assuming it will be in place until everybody's back home, but I'll leave you to make that answer. So when it plays on the radio, it's just you.
So before that, I guess I'll just say thank you to everyone that's here. Today feels like a bit of a different day where we are actually providing good news. And for me, hopefully I still sound on my game, but going from one press conference to another and trying to remember what I said in the last one, hopefully I was able to answer your questions. But I just want to say thank you for everyone for showing up. So in regards to state of local emergency or local state of emergency, it is likely that we will require to be in this state of local emergency for quite some time. However, it is only renewed every 7 days with council's approval and, of course, the approval of the Minister of Emergency Management. As long as it is needed, we'll continue to put it on the floor for approval. But we can assure people that once it's no longer needed, then we will be backing away from it. I know that even the term of local state of emergency causes great panic within people. And I know from looking at Nadine, I probably said it wrong a couple times. But more good comes out of it than bad. The fact that we have this order means that we can help better support the people that are affected. They're not, as we can see, connected to reentry. It is just solely to be able to support this fire that we're currently fighting and to be better to support our residents and the people that are on the front lines. So yes, so as long as it's needed, we'll continue to look at approving it and extending it every 7 days. But once it is no longer needed, I can assure people that we will rescind it and will not be issuing a further extension.
Thank
State
you,
of local
Deputy.
emergency.
Thank you, Deputy Warden. Are there any further questions? Wonderful. Seeing none, I'd like to thank you all for coming this afternoon. Our plan is to maintain our pressers at 3 p.m. this week for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, at which time we'll, reevaluate and see how it's going. We might reduce them to 2 a week, but we'll see how it goes. Thank you all for joining us today, and hopefully we'll see you on Wednesday. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.